We actually came plant shopping, soil shopping और मुझे बहुत सारे मच्छर काट गए. I didn't realize that we should be wearing full clothes. I completely forgot. But I think it was a good outing for Adyan today. He's very excited. इतने सारे लोग, इतनी सारी greenery. I wish I have that kind of land कि मैं इतना बड़ा चंपा लगा सकूँ. Champa is amazing. I want to convince my father to put such big champa. He's like, आम नहीं उगाऊंगा मैं, इतना बड़ा चंपा लगाऊंगा. So, I went plant shopping after a year or probably more. Primarily, the reason of not buying plants last year was pregnancy, because I was like, I have to go home to my parents and who will take care of my plants. So I was not sure if investing in plants is a great idea. But this time, I went crazy. I was like, mujhe to plants chahiye. So I had gone for some other work and I couldn't control myself. So whatever unique I found in the nursery, I got from there. So these are the nurseries that you have outside the city, like outside Pune, outside Mumbai. They have these unique plant collection that you generally don't find across the nurseries within the city. So I thought, jo bhi mil raha hai, khareed lo. Hawarthia zebra. I have been looking for this plant for so long. It's so pretty. During the COVID time, it sort of gotten extinct from the nurseries because everybody was hoarding it. I have lots of snake plant as well. This time I got sansevieras. I'll show you first all those I have. I've been trying to look for these varieties of sansevieria for quite some time, and I got lucky. So I've gotten 5 kinds of them. This is the most exciting plate because I love these plants. And this Hoya, there was another Hoya which was very expensive. I think about for like 2,000 rupees. I was like, ye to rehne do. But this one, I think I will not kill it. Hopefully I will not kill it. There are a few plants that are very delicate. This is one of them. I haven't had this plant ever before. But it's sort of like, you know, how fiddle leaf fig. It took me about 2 or 3 years to figure out life with fiddle leaf fig. Now I'm very confident. I have 2 of them. But I have arrived at this place after killing a few of them. This is heartleaf pothos. And calling it pothos reminds me. So when I was in the nursery yesterday, the assistant, the labor who was helping me with plants, I asked him, I want this plant. He was like, acha, ye wala money plant. And the manager or whosoever the supervisor was like, don't call it money plant, call it pothos. And that made me realize, and I couldn't control myself, and I told them that what is the scientific name? Scientific names are boring. Whatever helps you to remember the name of the plant is better and convenient. Why do you have to call out the scientific name? I know there are people who want to, you know, sort of show off with the scientific names. But if you do not know about the scientific name, it's okay. All that you should know is, by looking at the plant, you should know what is the kind of care it requires. I know I turn into this teacher even like in a plant haul video, but very simple. Waxy coating plant, less water, slightly more sun. Cactus, again desert plant, more sun, less water. So just look at the plant and you should know what is the requirement of the plant. Don't worry about the scientific name bit. So the way I look up plant names is I use Google Lens and I point it towards the plant and it tells me the name. I'm not a taxonomist, so it's okay even if you don't know the name. But definitely by looking at it, I know how to care for this one. One that I'm very excited to share with you all is this one. It's like a bird's nest, but apparently it's called dragon plant, whatever the name may be. But look how beautiful it is. The other one is this pink princess. So there was a white princess as well, where the variation was pure white. That one was for about 1800 rupees. And when they told me the price, I was like, koi baat nahi, main pink princess se kaam chala lungi. So this is a pink princess, and it'll grow really well. It might need a moss stick. You would see the roots are coming out, but I'll let it fall as the weight increases, as it starts trailing. It looks really beautiful. Aglaonema. I really like this one because look at the red tinge of this. General aglaonema, the pink aglaonema, lipstick plant. The color is much lesser. The pigment is more pinkish, but this was like a dark maroon, like a lipstick color. I really like it. This Dracena fragrance. I have a bigger version of this plant as well. It's kept outside in the balcony. I like the dwarfs as well. All of them are going to go on our IKEA stand. I think that stand is meant for kitchens. People use for heavy utensils, but I use it for my plants. Look how delicate this is. And I will have to save it from myself from overwatering. Probably we'll keep it in our office. Look how beautiful it is. A lot of people also ask me that, can you keep cacti at home? See, I do not know much about Vastu, but what I do know about is that I have a bunch of cacti at home and they do fine. So it has never been a problem for me keeping cacti in any way. But if you believe, then you can avoid it. You can totally decide for yourself. So when I came back with plants at home, my husband is like, more plants? And I had to look for a logical reason to justify. I was like, they are my inspiration. I need more plants for inspiration. He was like, we already have 100 plus plants for inspiration. I was like, no, I need more inspiration. So let's get on to repotting. This one, people also call it silver pothos. If you look closely, the roots are coming out. In nurseries, many times the plants are in coco peat, and most of these house plants, coco peat is good enough for them to grow. So what they do is they add liquid fertilizer very readily. At home, liquid fertilizer sometimes can be messy, so you can add vermicompost. I highly recommend vermicompost. We in fact have some vermicompost options now on Garden Store as well. You can check that out later. We have the plant out. I have a terracotta pot here. This is also again on the store. It comes with a plate, and generally I keep all my indoor plants with a plate. If the plant is coming with a plate, great. But if you do not have one of these, I use the transparent lid of takeaway boxes under my plants, but always something underneath the plant, because else your furniture, floor, everything will get dirty. Alright. And we have here some of our soil. So I think a scoop of it will be good. If you're wondering what is this white thing in soil, this is perlite. It helps the soil to remain aerated, and that aeration is really important. The pores are really important for healthy root growth, especially for thin roots. They do not like suffocation. They do not like compact soil. For houseplants, because they're so sensitive, it's a good idea to have perlite or coco peat mix in them. So this is the potting mix that we have recently launched. This is available on the store. Links will be down. And you can use this, or you can use any kind of soil, but make sure that it has perlite and coco peat in it. We just press it in. Yesterday was also the first time I took my son for plant shopping, and at first he sort of enjoyed it, I think, but then he got really frustrated because he was like, ye to khatam hi nahi ho raha hai. We were there for probably about 3-4 hours. He was in this carrier with me. Only when he grows up, I would know how much he enjoys these nursery visits. He was mostly okay, but I don't know. We'll have to ask him only when he grows up. Alright, we have this ready. I kind of like how the plant looks. I really like keeping plants in terracotta pots, and I think if you've been watching my videos, which by the way is very surprising that now that I've started stepping out much more. During COVID times, we did not step out much. And then in 2022, because of the pregnancy, I was not going out much. in 2023, when I started really being out there, I come across so many people who are like, oh, I started watching your videos in 2020. And I had no idea that. So making videos online is one thing. And knowing people, commenting, engaging with the video is just one thing. But then meeting them in person, like humans, is another thing. And I can't believe that people actually find what I say helpful. So thank you so much, whomsoever has come by so far and said hello. Thank you. I love the orange and green. And this is like perfectly trailing, isn't it? Although we did repot this plant, but I do not recommend 80% of the times to repot your plants when they come from the nursery, because the climate in the nursery, the weather, the ambient temperature, humidity, the microclimate is very different from your house. I hope you found this video useful. After a very, very long time, we have done this impromptu video because only now I have been able to shoot videos. Generally, the baby is crying or there's so much noise in the house, so it's very difficult to bring myself to put on to proper clothes. I swear, I mean it, to make yourself presentable and then start shooting. So mostly we do vlogs these days on my Ekta Chaudhary channel because it's just easier to share whatever is going on. Or we just do in my garden videos where we visit people's home and we showcase what they're growing. The idea behind in my garden videos is to make them more inspirational than aspirational. So these are not staged videos. You would not see perfectly growing plants. These are plants that people are growing by themselves, or plants that they have had for like decades and how they're doing now. So I hope you enjoy those videos. Do let me know down below in the comments. Thank you so much, and I will see you very soon.